Hello, Miraculous fans! The episode Revelator finally premiered, and I'm happy to announce that some of my theories were true. However, I need to say that I'm disappointed about a single thing in the episode, and I'll tell you what it is and why. Let's not waste time and go fast forward to my review of the episode. 1. Reveal of other heroes. Sadly, since we don't have any clue about the episodes after episode 5, the only sequence about the heroes that we had was the opening theme. But finally, Revelator reveals the heroes in the episode, and I have to confess that although having too many heroes feels overwhelming, seeing them in their new suits feels like home once again. And I'm proud to say that I theorized this part of the episode correctly. Heroes gathered together to finally activate their powers without any limits. Just like Ladybug and Noir were able to have limitless powers, now all the heroes finally have the ability to no longer transform back. But naturally, this raises some questions, because in the previous episodes, we saw some of the heroes using their powers multiple times. Then, the question rises. How were they able to do that if they just achieved the ability of using their powers without any limits? If I'm not wrong, the answer is pretty simple. The episodes are not strictly following a specific timeline. Also, if you look at Sabrina's superhero suit, you will see that it's the previous version, which we saw in the beginning of the episode Daddy Cop. I guess that explains everything. So, many things that we expected to see in Season 6 but haven't yet might already be planned for the upcoming episodes. About my take on this topic, I actually wonder what you think. Do you prefer a specific timeline, or does it feel more comfortable to you that the story has more opportunity to be expanded without any time restriction? Back to the episode, we first see a close-up of Luca. That also means we're able to see his suit in close-up. Then we have Kim. And as you can see, the King Monkey Miraculous is also looking way different than before. It has a thicker shape on the tip of the accessory. Just like Kim, Zoe and Milen are also having trouble while trying to resist detransformation. But in the end, everyone is finally able to upgrade their powers. This is exciting! Now heroes no longer need to detransform. Exactly here, I want to point out a weird thing. Look at the size of the circle that they made while doing Pound It. When I saw it for the first time, I laughed so hard. It's like an army. I also don't want to move to the other topics before mentioning the look of Viperion. If you remember my video about the opening theme review, I mentioned that I found Viperion's superhero suit a little bit weird. But considering the lighting and texture close up, I can say that I really like how the creators came up with Viperion's design. Overall, I want to highlight one more time that I really want to see more heroes, and I hope that we will see them. 2. My thoughts about Alya. First of all, it seems like Alya is starting to have a burden due to having a double life with her superhero identity Reina Rouge. She has to keep up with her blog, but at the same time, she also needs to keep up with her responsibilities. I know that many people, more specifically Cerise, know that Reina Rouge is Alya, but still she cannot foreshadow anything or tease any important information about their crew. Actually, at this point, I'm a little bit disappointed in Alya. I know that she's a very trustful journalist, but she appears to be more naive than Marinette in terms of balancing the double life. I mean, it's not really hard to keep up with necessary information and still run the lady blog, right? Aside from these, I wanted to highlight their beach look. I'm totally in love with these outfits, but more specifically, Marinette is really cute. Just like Ladybug, I always find spots on Marinette pretty cool, but not only the spots, also the pink color is matching Marinette's style very well. As the episode progresses, we see another Adrianette scene where they kiss each other and a fan gets so hyped around them. I wanted to point out this scene because I feel like Adrien is getting done with being a celebrity all over Paris. In one of the scenes, we're able to see the disappointment on his face when he realizes that there are a lot of people around who know things about him. Just as he no longer has a modeling career, I'm sure that he would also prefer to be someone ordinary, without any fame. 3. Vincent. As I expected, Vincent is like a male version of Chloe, but with a mask. On social media, he incites violence against Marinette, portraying her as if she were a witch poisoning Adrien. Also, he praises Chloe as if he knew everything about it. Everything runs as if he were an assistant of hers. I think, in one of the scenes, we might see the relationship between Vincent and Chloe. All of these similarities and facts can't be a coincidence. Also, I would like to mention that this episode points out an important topic: social media bullying. It clearly shows how a single person is able to manipulate thousands of people by spreading false information or editing videos according to his desires. I also need to credit Alya here. When I first heard the plan of Marinette and Adrian, I got shocked. Like, how can you think that talking to Vincent and thinking he would understand his mistake would work? We have to praise Alya. She had a perfect reaction when she told them that they were naive. Furthermore, her plan was more perfect. Not only the context of the plan, but also the disguise she had was very cool. The best part was the green hair strands and dark purple lipstick. It also matches Vincent's style. But I found this plan a little bit dangerous and unrealistic. Now imagine, what if Vincent had touched her somehow? Back in Marinette's room, when Alya used her power to transform into that woman, Marinette just destroyed all of the illusion by using one of her fingers. That was too risky. But anyways, it was fun to watch. 4. New styles of the old scenes. That's not a big topic to talk about, but if you noticed, there are some old flashback scenes and material that are replaced with the new models. The first one is Adrian's fragrance ad posters. I don't know why, but in these posters, Adrian seems very young. I guess for the first time, I prefer the old model for these posters. It just doesn't feel fitting. Another material is from episode 24, Representation, when Adrian and Kagami were in London. We also get to see the new model of Gabriel and also his supervillain form, Monarch. Do you remember the scene when he appeared with all of the Miraculous at the end of the episode Strike Back? It seems like they even replaced the model with that one. And last but definitely not least, the speech of Ladybug, which we saw in the London special. This scene was pretty interesting because we saw the new Ladybug model with the old outfit. Comparisons of the old and new models in the cartoons are always fun to see. So this is also something I hope to see in this season. But what do you guys think? 5. Alya learns the truth. Well, thanks to the 2 trailers, I think that was pretty predictable, right? In one of the scenes, we saw how hard Rena Rouge stared at Ladybug. Well, before I explain everything, let's make this straight. It turns out that my theory was true. The akumatized villain, Revelator, is creating magical blue balls that come out from the people he shoots. These blue balls contain the greatest secret of each individual. But there is a trick here. Cat Noir is not able to apply Cataclysm on them, since even if it's destroyed, he can still see inside the ball because he still needs to touch the ball. We see an example of that. Anyways, as you can guess, Rena basically obtains the blue ball that actually contains Ladybug's secret identity. Well, it's logical since Rena has known that Ladybug is Marinette since the beginning of Season 4. But in any case, she shouldn't have done this in front of Cat Noir. Even if Marinette hadn't kept such a secret, Cat Noir would be suspicious of Rena knowing the secret identity of Ladybug. When Rena learns that Monarch is Gabriel Agreste, she gets so mad. In the beginning of the video, I told you that Rena is a trustworthy journalist because she actually hates lying. Back in Season 4, she couldn't even hide the secret of still working for Ladybug from Nino. We see a huge crack in Marinette and Alya's relationship when they talk about that situation. But that should have happened already. Alya said everything that I would like to tell Marinette if I had the chance. But here comes the plot twist. At the end of the episode, Cat Noir uses his miraculous Cat Noir power to destroy Alya's memory to a desired extent. I don't want to sound like a person who just complains a lot, but I feel like that just destroyed all of the potential for character development. Actually, the other part of me says that I should wait to judge this decision, but if Alya was supposed to learn that information, it should have been exactly this way. Because if Marinette reveals the truth in any upcoming episodes, I don't think it would be out of pure intention, because she will do it knowing how Alya reacts in such a case. On the other hand, I feel like this scenario was actually for the debut of Cat Noir's upgraded Cataclysm. While Ladybug's special power fixes physical damage, Cat Noir's upgraded special power now destroys anything desired. Aside from that episode, this scene really reminded me of the episode Cat Blanc. First of all, in both episodes, Ladybug received an eraser, and also, in both episodes, Cat Noir uses a giant cataclysm. Could this be an intentional reference to Season 3? What do you guys think about that? As for my take on that scenario, I just thought of an important scene that we see at the end of the episode. Alya tells Trix why she would never hate Marinette, because she's her best friend. Then she decides to help her reveal the truth. I feel like Alya will learn the truth on her own, and this might be even worse than what we saw in this episode. And to be honest, I definitely support this. Marinette should experience the consequences of her actions. Just because the villain was her boyfriend's father, it didn't give her the right to keep such a big secret. But let me know what you think. Wow, what a video, huh? I really needed to explain my feelings about this episode. I'm concluding the video here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and comment what you think about the episode. See you in the next one.